Yo, what's going on, everybody? And welcome back to the show. If you're new here, my name is Mitchell. In today's episode, I'll be talking about lead the relationship, but let her pace it. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm prepping everything. All right, cool. Okay, so lead the relationship, but let her pace it. So I always like to start out by talking about a recap episode, which is masculine energy leads, feminine energy submits. What I mean by that is masculine, and to keep things a little bit simple, I like to talk about how masculine energy, just to keep things simple, masculine energy, male, feminine energy, female. What's up, Bree? And now, masculine energy is about purpose and drive. That's what it is. Feminine energy is about opening up to receive love, bonding, connecting, relationship labels, okay? You hear me say that time after time again? Where's I don't know. It's been a minute, so I get it. Everyone's away, okay? So, yeah, maybe I'll read it from here. Okay. Masculine and feminine energy isn't about gender or sexual orientation. Okay? Said that plenty of times over here. But it just depends on what feels most natural to you, okay? And like I said, I refer to a heterosexual relationship where men are more masculine and women are more feminine. Okay? And this is a recap, by the way. So this is what makes a relationship passionate, okay? Anytime you want a relationship to work, the more masculine the guy in that relationship, he needs to be more masculine. Masculine energy is about purpose. It's about drive. It's about leading the relationship. And there's a huge difference between leading and being controlling. And I'll explain a little bit more on that, right? Because we all encounter someone that has been a little bit, what's that word? A little bit controlling. They come off as very confident in the beginning, but then what ends up happening is you feel like, okay, eventually this whole facade of this person being very confident, it's being masked by, you know what, this person isn't really that masculine. This person like just gets mad, gets overly emotional. Why do men force their girls in the relationship? The reason why is because most men has this scarcity mindset of, okay, if I don't lock her down right now, if I don't lock her down, some other guy will. Or he's impatient, he's needy, he's desperate. And anytime a woman feels that type of energy, what she's going to do is she's going to step away, because she's going to be like, whoa, hold up. I liked you, or maybe I liked you before, but I don't know. You're displaying a lot of behaviors that's causing me to step away right now, because he, in essence, is acting more like the girl in the relationship than the guy or the masculine, right? So, what makes a relationship work are things in common. What makes a relationship passionate are things that are different in energy, masculine, feminine energy, okay? And she will continue to test you, okay? Ladies, you hear? You test your men all the damn time. And the reason why you do that is because maybe you're a little bit bored, or maybe you're a little uncertain. And because of your uncertainty, you like to maybe throw a few jabs just to see how he reacts. And if he reacts in a way where it causes him to get overly emotional, kind of like a jack in a box, a person that get stifled, bothered, right? Unglued. He starts to feel overly emotional about something that you may have asked him. It's going to cause you to step away. And that's why women test men, because they want to regain certainty. So, and she will continue to test you because that's her way of regaining that certainty. And most men lose their shit, basically, right? I always say that you should always not take shit from other people, but you also don't lose your shit, okay? And that's a philosophy that I personally like to work towards, right? And every now and then, don't get me wrong, I'm still human. I get upset, and sometimes I overreact, but then I always snap myself back into it. I'm like, yo, Mitchell, like, am I displaying a lot of non-attractive behaviors, right? And it's difficult to remain in that center all the time. Like, a prime example was Will Smith when he slapped, on stage, right? Like, he's supposed to be Hitch. He was supposed to be Hitch. Remember that? Anyways, men lose their shit, acting more feminine, which validates exactly why she left you in the first place. Okay, masculine men walks away and don't look back. He doesn't tolerate disrespect. That's what men don't do. That if he sets and enforce healthy boundaries, and the moment those boundaries are being violated, he's gonna voice his opinion, be like, don't talk to me like that. I do not appreciate how you're talking to me right now. And he's gonna tell you once, and he's gonna be like, look, if you're gonna continue to do this, I'm not going to talk to you. So, and then from then on, he's gonna politely excuse himself and be like, look, I'm not gonna deal with this. If you want to continue to talk to me and communicate with me, I don't have a problem with that. But you're going to have to just talk to me in a more loving way, not when you're yelling and screaming. And then that way he's not attacking you, but he's allowing you to kind of calm down a little bit, right? But he's not going to say calm down. He's going to allow you to realize that yourself, right? And that's where most guys, they lose their shit. They're like, no, forget it. You know what? Blah, 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 etc. And they start yelling and screaming and try to like logic and reasoning. That never works. It never works for women, okay? So, feminine energy, being uncertain, being unsure. And that's why she needs a more masculine guy to keep her grounded. But so often women, they're encountering guys that don't know how to act, right? And that's what's the biggest reason why most relationships don't work, is because, and I'm not saying it's all the guy's fault, but what I am saying is that if you're supposed to take the lead in the relationship and you're not leading as the guy, what do you think she's gonna do? She's gonna try to find somebody else. So anyways, let's continue on with one of my first slides, which is woman loves a man with confidence. Woman loves a man with confidence. Okay, what does it mean? It means being a leader. Okay, and if you Google leader or lead, the word leader means to lead or command a group, an organization, or a country. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to run a country. I'm not saying that you're going to lead. Maybe you're leading an organization, but you got to be a leader of your own group. And the number one most attractive thing to a woman is confidence. The number one most attractive thing to a woman is confidence. And I think give me a second. Who is it? I'm busy right now. Please go back upstairs. My niece is over here. Okay. Thank you. I'll talk to you later, okay? I can't. I'm busy right now. Okay. Okay, hold on. Just give me a second, guys. My Sophie is here. Yeah, Sophie's here. I'll bring her in later, but right now it's not the time. So anyways, going back, the number one most attractive thing to a woman is confidence. So when a guy sees a lady or a woman that he's interested in, he goes and approaches her. Once he approaches her, he lets her know how his interest. Been watching his. Oh, thank you, Jackie. I appreciate you. My niece came in. Yeah. Anyways, number one most attractive thing is confidence. So if you see what you like and you're a guy, you see what you like, you go in there and you say what you gotta say. Hey, I saw you from over there, and I couldn't let you go without at least saying hi. What's your name? Right? And there's ways of saying it, right? One of the ways that I like to do is I like to ask her for her name. And the reason why I like to ask her for her name and not give out my name is because if she is more interested in me, she'd be like, what's your name? And then I would give my name. But if she's not interested, more than likely she's not going to ask me for my name. So I'll get a general idea of her interest level. All right. So confidence. What does it mean? It means lead. What does that mean? It means you pursue. You pursue that person. Like, pursuing doesn't mean chasing. It doesn't mean that you go and you bother that person and be like, hey, I have interest in you and I'm going to make you like me. Like, attraction's not a choice. Mother Nature has already taken care of that. And if she's interested in you, she'll continue to talk to you. And if she's not, then there's not really much that you could really do. So, number one most attractive thing to a woman is confidence. When a woman, when a man takes a lead, she sees him as a confident guy, someone she could count on, and someone she could respect. And earlier, I mentioned about being controlling. So this is not to be confused with the word control. Okay, controlling men or controlling people insists on everyone doing things their own way, and they get upset when it doesn't go according to their interests, right? So they will say something to you. Maybe they're emotionally manipulative, right? I'm pretty sure you guys have experienced someone like that or been around. It makes you feel a little uncomfortable. It makes you feel like the way you want to, or maybe that person's you. Maybe that person's you, right? And it's difficult to communicate, and the emotions tend to escalate. And on top of that, you know what? Here's another thing too. They might not be bad people. They just don't know how to display their emotions. In some ways, some people that are emotionally manipulative, they tend to give you that type of negativity and let you deal with it yourself. And once they do that, they feel better about themselves, but then they just unloaded everything onto you. So how does that make you feel? Now you're stuck with this debt of this negative emotion that you have to deal with because of this person that just transferred it to you. And they could still be like really good people, fun to be around with. They just don't know how to express themselves when they're not getting the things that they want, right? And there could be many, many reasons why they're feeling like that. Usually it's a history of trauma. It's usually a history of trauma. And from that, they might have low self-esteem. They might lack confidence, and they might they feel incompetent. So when you feel those type of emotions, what usually happens is that if you don't have any confidence and you don't have any competence because you never really worked on anything and became good at anything or worked hard enough at it, or maybe you are good at something and then you tell yourself like, no, I'm not that good. You start doubting yourself, right? You start to feel unloved. You start to feel inadequate. And humans, we have two biggest fears is the fear of we're not being loved and the fear of being inadequate, not good enough, right? And so from that history of trauma leading to those two biggest fears, what do you think and how do you think they're going to unload that onto another person, right? So they must feel like they might want to control. And the reason why I'm sticking on this topic a little bit longer is because they might come across as a very confident person in the front, but people can hide themselves within the first 90 days. So maybe after 5-6 months, you're like, this isn't the same person. Like maybe he or she, maybe this dude isn't the guy that I thought he was. He's not emotionally regulated. He just blows up things out of proportion. He makes things worse, right? And then I hear a lot of guys saying like, oh, what about the woman? Well, you know what? I'm not talking about the woman right now. What I am talking about is you. Because if you, as a dude, become better, what makes you think you're not going to find a better person? Instead of putting the blame on the woman, you know what? You can always get another person, okay? And if you don't think you can, then you have another issue on at hand, which is maybe you feel like you're inadequate. I don't think I will find another person this good. All right. So history of trauma. Okay. History of trauma. Lack of confidence, low self-esteem. Right. And here's also another big one. Right. You can feel bad for them, but at the end of the day, most people want to have a good time and have fun. That's it. They're not trying to deal with all that. Okay. So it's easy when things are fun and easygoing and you're having a great time. But what happens when shit hits the fan? What happens then? No one's gonna really want to deal with it for you. Maybe they stick around because they invested, the sunk cost fallacy, where they feel like they already invested a lot into you. And then they're like, okay, you know what? Maybe I give it a few months. Maybe he will change. Chances are, if he's not really doing anything proactively, chances are he's not going to change. Most people say a lot of things that they don't mean. Okay? So, and here's a big one where you never really want to tell people your problems because 20% don't care and 80% they're glad that you have them. Okay? Look that quote up. Okay? It's by Lou Holtz. Lou Holtz, if I'm pronouncing his name correctly. Now, when a woman loses respect for a man, the relationship is pretty much over. Okay? And how do you lose respect from a guy? As a guy, how do you lose respect? Well, you stop taking the lead in the relationship. You start becoming needy, okay? And I don't know if you guys heard about this, but then they said like, oh, you know what? Don't tell your girlfriend or your wife your problems. And I see that as there's some truth to that. And there's also some, like, it falls in between this gray area where it's not that if I have a problem, I can't express it to my wife or my girlfriend or whatever. If I have a problem, I could talk about it, but it should not continue to be a problem, if that makes sense. It should not continue to be a problem. The moment I complain about it and I don't do anything about it other than bitch and complain, she's gonna see me as this person that's kind of like inadequate. Like, okay, you're not as confident. You're not breaking through that barrier, because that's where masculine energy kind of flourishes, right? Breaking through barriers, taking calculated risks, making sure going for its purpose, having a goal, having set values, right? These are things that build you up as a person and builds your character. And it takes a long time to build character. Okay? So, and then you start displaying a lot of behaviors that causes her to kind of step away. And then you're like, well, you know, I invested so much time with her. How can she just leave me after 10, 20, 15, 30 years? How come? Well, it's because you stopped being the man that she thought you were. Yes, it kind of sucks. I didn't make women like this. If you don't like it, you can always talk to the guy upstairs, okay? But at the end of the day, you do not use your girlfriend or wife. She's not your mommy. She's not your therapist. But what you can do is you could talk about certain things that, you know what? Eventually, I'll take care of it. But thank you for listening, babe. Thank you for listening. It means a lot. It means a lot that you listen to me, right? Because you're there to support each other. But she's not your punching bag. She's not your punching bag. Because at the end of the day, in a relationship, you're there to give to each other, okay? Not give all these nonsense, okay? I feel brush off when men control women. I'll leave right away. Cass. Yeah. Because it's a type of behavior that's controlling. Any type of control feels like you're trapped, right? You ever notice, even in the pursuit of pursuing a woman, if she doesn't want you, or she doesn't find you attractive, and you just keep, or maybe you got her number, or you gave your number away to him, and Maybe you had interest in him in the beginning, and then out of nowhere he starts displaying a lot of unattractive behaviors, like maybe he's over texting, maybe he's over communicating, he's asking a lot of questions, maybe he's doing certain things that's causing you to step away, right? And in those type of behaviors, it feels like you're feeling trapped, right? It feels like you're feeling trapped. Like, it's already kind of bad now. Imagine how it's like when you get together. You think it's gonna get any better than that, right? Because if you, like, I was listening to this divorce lawyer, and he was like, the biggest reason why most people divorce is because it's like what you were in the beginning of the divorce, in the beginning of that relationship. That's usually the reason why you're breaking up. It's like, well, I didn't like. It's like, what was the reason why you guys are having this divorce? Oh, he's overly emotional and he screams a lot and he doesn't know how to hold his temper and he has a bad temper. Well, did he have a bad temper before you got married? Yeah, he did, but I thought things would change. No, people, unless they change, nothing else will. So you have to be at this place where you're emotionally regulated, so that you can control your emotions, so that you don't become this jack in a box, this person that gets so unglued, so stifled over little shit. So if you find yourself, whether you're a man or a woman, you best believe that if you don't take care of that right now, no one else is gonna take your shit. Okay? And now, when a woman loses respect for a guy, basically the relationship is over, right? Now, 70% of divorces are initiated by women or by the wife. So, use that statistics into your favor if you want. Okay. Now, second slide. All right. If it's her idea, you will never get turned down. If it's her idea, right? Name your celebrity crush. Name your celebrity crush. Ladies in here, or men, okay? But ladies, name your celebrity crush. Jimin. Okay, perfect. Now, name someone that you would not date. Easy. 10, 20, 30, whatever, right? Whatever the numbers is, right? If you don't like that person, or if you don't like that dude, you have a million reasons why you don't like him. Okay. Oh, I was too busy. I have things to do, right? But no matter how busy you are, if Jimin was like, hey, I'm in town and I want to take you out, what would you do? Will you cancel your plans? More than likely you would. Okay. Because you have high levels of interest, right? If it's her idea, what I am saying is, if it's her idea, you won't get turned down. Basically, when a door opens, okay, all you have to do is just walk through it. Just walk through it. It's going to be pretty obvious if she likes you, because if you don't, or if she doesn't, you're gonna be kind of confused. Like, does she like me? Does she not? Is she playing games? Like, no, it would be pretty obvious. And what I am saying is, you're looking for someone that has high level of enthusiasm, high interest in you, right? Because those are where the best relationships flourish. Because if you have to feel like you have to like someone and they're not liking you back, but I like you, so I'm gonna tell you all these things of why you should like me, that's a lot of work, and they're not really invested. And if they're not invested in you, what makes you think that later on, I mean, there's a chance that they might like you later, but I mean, really, is that something that you really want to go through just because of your high interest and their lack of interest in you? I'm not saying that it won't work, but what I am saying is it's gonna feel very forced, and it's not gonna feel very natural. So it's going to be pretty obvious if she likes you. And if she doesn't, you're going to get confused. Looking for someone with high levels of enthusiasm. Someone who's willing to jump fences with you, not stay on the fence on you. Like, no, I ain't really trying to deal with you right now. Okay. Most men try to force things and project their feelings onto her before she's ready. Okay. Let me say that again. Most men try to force and project their feelings onto her before she's ready. Okay. And it feels like she's being trapped. This is not my idea. Like, this is her saying, like, this is not my idea. I don't even like him that much, and he's showing me all this type of interest. Because men fall in love way easier and way faster than women. Women fall in love with their ears, right? You ever notice it takes much longer for a woman to fall in love? A guy can fall in love with a girl in like 2 dates. 1-2 dates. Or maybe he's like, oh my God, I love you. Okay? Side cat talks. Who's talking? Now, no one likes to feel trapped. Okay? That's why love is allowing. Okay? Love is very allowing. Now, people, I feel like no matter how much I say this, people don't really get the grasp of this. They're like, what do you mean? Like, I just have to let her go? Like, yeah. But it doesn't mean you don't pursue. So they're getting pursuing with being confused with other things. It's just like, well, oh, you need all these games. You need to have money. You need to be 6 feet tall. Like, no, you don't. No, you don't. But if you give them the options as a filter on an app, why wouldn't they choose that? But I bet you, if you walk outside and you go and you approach a girl, even if she didn't like you in the beginning, but you did it with such confidence, maybe you're not 6 feet tall. Maybe you're like 5'6", 5'7", or whatever, right? And she's looking for someone 6 feet 2 and above on her dating app. You're still going to show up because you displayed a lot of confidence. And it's going to cause her to feel feminine energy, feel like, damn, like, okay, this person got balls. No, please don't bother me. I'm busy right now. I'm working, okay? Thank you. I'll talk to you later. Okay. This will cause her to back away, because if it isn't her idea, it's not her idea. I know. Okay. She doesn't come here often, and one day she does. Okay, anyways. It's okay. Things happen, okay? So, until it becomes her idea, all you have to do is take a step back and let her wonder about you. That's all you have to do. Take a step back, let her decide on her own. That's why my coach, what I'm also preaching and what I'm also teaching you guys is, let her come to you. Call her out once a week and see where her level of interest is at, right? Use your phone as a tool to get her out, and then you create attraction when you're face to face. But what if she's far away? Well, you know what? Set up dates online, right? Not on the phone, but I'm saying like maybe like this, like what we're doing, right? FaceTime, Skype, video chat, whatever platform you're using, use that. At least you could see body language. You can see her emotions. You can see her facial reactions. You can see if someone's like really into you versus they're kind of stepped away and not really trying to talk to you, right? Like, okay. All right. And you have to understand people. You have to understand that it's not about you. If you're in that date, stop talking. So many times, all these girls been telling me, Mitchell, these men, whenever I go on dates with them, all they do is talk about themselves. And I'm like, they haven't read the book. They haven't understand how to be on dates. And I get it, because it's easy to talk about yourself. It's not as easy to ask good quality questions, because the quality of the question, your quality of your life is in direct proportion to the quality of the questions you consistently ask yourself and other people. And you want to be genuinely interested in them. Because if I'm interested in you and I want to get to know you, I'm going to ask you a lot of questions, right? Men talk about themselves. It's all about themselves. No points to date. Now, you could talk a little bit about yourself, relate to it. We're like, wow, oh my god, I didn't know you like Pokemon. What's your favorite Pokemon? I love Charizard too. What made you fall in love with Eevee? You play video games. Okay, like that's what makes a relationship work. Things in common, right? Okay, Mitchell, is midweek checkup like you said. No texting. 6-7 days, maybe too much. Sometimes I feel. No. Let them wonder about you. It's always better. Now, if she gets up, so the reason why you don't want to do all that is because you want her to come to you. You already did enough. Did you already set a definite date? And if you have, hey, I'll see you then. And if she'd be like, well, are you still coming? It's like, then you could kind of play around with her. Do all the guys that you ever go on dates with, like, do they kind of flake on you? Like, oh, that's interesting, right? And then you could be like, you know, I'm a man of my words. If I say I'll do something, I will do it. So I'll see you on Saturday at 7 o'clock at this time or whatever. And I'm picking. Definite date means you have a time, you have a place, and you have a date. What date it was, right? It could be today, September 9th. Okay? Olive Garden on blah, blah, blah street at this, you know, intersection, whatever, right? That's a definite date. And you let her know, right? Or let's just say you set it up for next week, September 16th. And she agrees to it. All right, great. September 16th, Olive Garden, okay? 7 o'clock. I'll see you there. And then, boom, that's it. Now, if she wants to, like, message you, talk to her for a little bit. Do not ignore women, okay? I don't teach you guys to ignore women. What I do teach you is to not overly express your interest, because women needs time and space away from you to miss you. And if she doesn't have that and you're always constantly around her, well, guess what? She's gonna lose interest. She'll be like, does this guy have anything to do? Does he have, you know? Okay, that's true. I already have a definite date. And she was highly interested, but I thought I had to reach out. Exactly. And the reason why you feel like that is because probably more than likely you've watched those Disney Hollywood movies where I feel like I have to do something. That's what my coach calls an illusion of action. It's an illusion of action. I feel like I need to do something because if I don't, she might lose interest. And the reason why you don't reach out like that unless she reaches out is because, one, you already set a definite date. You want to see high levels of enthusiasm. And if she feel like, oh, I felt like maybe you didn't really want to talk to me, it's like, no, I was busy. I have things I had to do. But I can't wait to see you on Saturday. And this could be like on a Wednesday and you see her in like Thursday, Friday, Saturday in the next 3 days, right? So let her come to you, okay? You already set the date. You already pursued her. Let her come to you. And then you have fun. You have a great time on that date. That's all it's about. And then that's where seduction happens. It happens in person, okay? Okay, so most men try to force things, project their feelings onto her before she's even ready or before she's ready at all, okay? This will cause her to back away because it is not her idea. It is not her idea. Until it becomes her idea, all you have to do is take a step back and let her wonder about you. But Mitchell, what if she doesn't wonder about me? Well, chances are if she doesn't, then she's probably not that interested. More than likely. So you're actually, this is a vetting process. You want to see if they have any interest in you. And the good thing about this is you're not just fixated on one person, even though you like that person. Even though you like that person, you're not fixated on one person. Until you are absolutely exclusive, one-on-one, like me, you, we're not seeing nobody else. Or maybe you guys discussed about it. Hey, the world's your oyster, okay? What's that saying? Like, there's a lot of fish in the sea, whatever, right? Like, go out there, you're not exclusive yet, right? Because here's also another thing. If you have multiple options, you're gonna be less scarce. You're not gonna feel like, oh my God, if I don't have this one person, there's nobody else for me. It's like, no, I still have 2-3 other options. It's like, yeah. Now, I'm not telling you guys to be disloyal. That's not what I'm saying. Okay, what I am saying is, if as long as you keep your options open, your behavior, your demeanor, the way you present yourself, it's gonna be a whole lot different. Okay, so if she doesn't wonder about you, she probably isn't that into you, or you displayed a lot of unattractive behaviors that caused her to step away. Okay, women need time and space away from you to think about you. This is how she builds interest. This is where attraction grows. Attraction grows in space. She will be thinking about you, talking about you to her girlfriends, her friends, and this is at her pace. You ever notice if she's wondering about you, maybe she's at work, maybe she's at home, how come, maybe she's a little upset. How come he didn't talk to me? How come he didn't text me yet? Right? Why isn't he texting me? I'm waiting for your text. Why didn't you text me? And then she might even tell you once you reach out to her. You'd be like, oh, I was a little bit busy, but I was thinking about you too, right? Be honest, right? If you weren't, don't say shit you don't mean. But love is playful and fun. And if she's feeling a little, if you feel like maybe she's a little bit aggressive by saying like, oh, I was waiting for your text and then you didn't text me, that's actually a really good sign that she's into you. Okay. That's a really, really good sign. And I've had guys tell me like, that's kind of annoying. And it's like, well, do you want a girl or do you not? Like, what do you want? Okay. It's actually a really good sign if she's reaching out to you and she's saying things like that. Like, it's because she misses you. She wants you more. Now, I don't know her character. I don't know if she's like, she has attachment issues. I don't know if she's like codependent. That's all on character. Okay, character is destiny. But until then, that's why you have to vet your prospects. All right. Now, when a man forces it, it will cause her to back away. Now, in social media, whatever your movies, what does a guy do? Guy likes girl. Girl says no to guy. Guy forces her into her life. Knocking on her door, chasing her out into the airport, saying, I miss you. And then she's like, oh my God, you were here all along. How did I not see that? You try to do that right now, you get a restraining order. Okay? You're going to be labeled as a stalker, this creep. And it's not going to look good on you. It's not going to look good. And then we all know that bad news travel faster than good news. So next thing you know, you're on CNN. All right. Next thing you know, you're on CNN. Her time away from you builds attraction grows in space. Yeah. She needs time and space away from you to think about you. And think of it like a cat. You ever notice you try to pick a cat up and it's around you? You try to play with it and it does not want to be played with. Well, guess what happens? You get meowed at, you get pawed, right? I love cats. You get pawed, you get like, get away from me. Or sometimes you get the cat and it kind of just comes and sits down on your lap a little bit. And then it dips out. You're like, what the fuck? I thought you was liking this. Well, that's just the cat's behavior. Let a cat be a cat. Let a woman be a woman. Let her be. That's why I say women are like that animal. I don't want to get blocked, banned, or whatever, right? And their emotions are like the weather. You never know what you're gonna get. But you ever notice that it doesn't always rain forever? And it doesn't always, like, what follows after night? Day. For how long? Forever, however long this earth has been, okay? Maybe you get an exception. Maybe you get longer days, and maybe you get shorter nights or whatever. But days always follow night, and night always follow day. Now, if you understand that, and it does not bother you, that her emotions kind of like all fluctuating, and then you kind of just see it as like, okay, she's a little emotional right now. And you take a step back, you'd be like, all right, this is great. When he speaks, a lot of advice makes sense. Thank you. So anyways, women are like the weather, okay? Sometimes clouds will get in the way of the sun. but it doesn't bother you because eventually, you know, as a guy, that eventually the sun will shine, and that's okay. And when the sun shines, that's great. Oh my God, baby, I missed you so much. No, you don't. If you miss me so much, there's my girl voice. If you miss me so much, you would have reached out. I was a little bit tied up, but I have some time. How about this? Why don't we do something on a weekend? I'm busy on a weekend. Okay. Well, when are you free? I don't know. Well, okay. Well, how about this? When you're free and you know your schedule, let me know. And then reach out to me. And then we go have fun. How does that sound? And she'd be like, okay. And then the ball's on her court. Don't reach out. That's it. Ball's on her court. Or you could reach out. If that was your first time doing that and you said that, boom. Okay. First time. Okay. Then let's just say a week goes by, 7 days. Then you reach back out again. Hey, thinking, would you still like to go out on that, whatever? It's not desperate. You're just letting them know like, hey, but if you reach out the first time, and I mean, if you told her the first time and she didn't respond back on a date or on a day, and then you reached back out the second time, never bring it up ever again. That's it. Never bring it up. All right, that's it. And then if she reaches out, keep it nice and short, very concise. Hey, I'm a little bit tied up right now. I'm a little bit busy. I have a few things to do. It was great talking to you. And then at that time, she knows, hey, remember that time where you told me that we should hang out? I'm free this. Okay, yeah, absolutely. You're free. And this is like 2-3 weeks later, right? Oh, you're free. Okay, let's do it. I'm using an example. Olive Garden, 7 o'clock, September 16th, right? Whatever, right? Or not 16th at this time. What was it? Can't do math. 23rd, right? That's 7 days. September 23rd, right? All right, cool. Yeah, let's do that. Perfect. I'll see you then. And then you don't reach out. Let her wonder about you. Wonder why he's not talking to me. Wonder why he's not texting me like all the other guys. I wonder why. Oh, he must have another girl. All these other girls are talking to my man. Then she feel like, oh, I gotta do something. And you're like, yeah, I'm just playing video games at home or whatever. You're doing your own shit, right? And you're having the time of your life. And you have options. You're not gonna feel like you're scarce. You're gonna be like, shit, I got abundance. I got a whole lot of cookies, right? If I only had one piece of cookie and I feel like I have to like if I don't, this is the only cookie I have. Scarcity creates value, right? Scarcity creates value. So if you're a scarce person to get a hold of and you're not always super available, well, guess what? More people are going to be like, you know what? When I have this person's time, I'm going to value it. Not lie to the outcome is so important to hear for me right now. Oh, what do you mean by that, Jackie? When he speaks a lot of advice, it makes sense. Not tied to the outcome. Yes. So being indifferent doesn't mean being an asshole. Indifferent means that it's great if she comes, and it's also okay if she doesn't, because the idea is I love to go out and eat, and you don't want people wasting your time, because time is one thing you can never get back. You can always make more money. You could be broke and rich. You could be rich and be broke, right? But I've never heard of anybody be like, damn, I got back more time. Okay? Because once it's lost, right? Maybe you hear that when you're like, damn, I make more money in less time, so I made more time. Like, no, you don't. The time's still the same. Stop by and say, thanks, Melissa. Okay, let me go and continue. Let's see. So we're brainwashed by media thinking that the guy has to do something. I need to win her back type of mentality. If I stalk her and chase her, she will eventually realize such a great guy I am. Illusion of action. You don't need that, all right? So, women will say things to you to see how you handle it, and aka testing. They test you. And See if you get stifled. See if you get bothered. See if you get overly emotional, right? It's a test. Don't be unglued. Don't be stifled. Become indifferent. Don't take it too serious, because love is playful and fun. Love is playful and fun. Now, it might feel like it's difficult to be playful and fun because you're like, damn, you're overly thinking, right? You're being anxious. And if we break down the word be anxious or having anxiety, what does it mean? If you break down anxiety, right? And word is right in the middle. Anxiety lives in the present and it also lives in the past. Just think about it for a second. Anxiety, the word, lives in the present and it lives in the past. It does not live in the present. Because if you're present, and I mean really present in a moment, like, damn, today is a great, I'm not using any light right now. Today is a great day. Today is a great day. Oh, but it rained. It rained 2 days ago, though. Oh, shit. I don't like this. It rained 2 days ago. I just washed my car. I need my car clean. For what? For my date in 2-3 days. Oh shit. Anxiety lives in the in the past and in the future. But if you live in the present, it doesn't really get to you. Right? Now, how do you remain emotionally centered? It's by emotionally regulating your emotions, whether it's quote unquote positive or negative. And the reason why I say quote unquote is because I don't see emotions as positive or negative. I don't see as happy being positive, and I don't see being angry and jealous and upset as negative. What I do see is that those are my emotions and how I tend to regulate them. Now, I like being happy a little bit more because that's where I'm most at ease. But when I'm not at ease, I ask myself, why am I feeling like this? Why do I feel anxious? Why do I feel upset? Why do I feel mad? Why am I upset at the person that cut in front of me? And more often than not, it's usually because of my own personal thing. Say, for example, you got fired from a job and then you're like, shit, I need to pay rent. Well, what happened? How do you get fired? Oh, because I was doing X, Y, and Z. Okay, well, should you have done that? No, but then I need this job. Well, if you need a job, then you probably shouldn't have done that. Well, most people don't want to hear that shit, right? But the problem is yours, it's not others, it's not other people. And I get that you're upset. I understand, and I would be more than happy to listen to you. So if you want me to listen to you, I'll listen to your problems. But if you want me to give you my advice and my 2 cents, I'll do that too. Let me know what you want. I want you to listen. I'm gonna shut the fuck up. Okay. All right. So that's what happened. That's what Albert said to you, and Albert pissed you off, and then Joe came into the pit. Okay. I understand. Okay. How did it make you feel? Okay. That's what happened. All right. Cool. I'm not going to have any judgment. But if I'm going to give you my opinion about it, I'll be like, okay, so that's what happened. Okay. So Albert came in the picture. He started yelling at you. Okay. Albert's your manager. All right. So what happened? Well, you were late. Okay. You were doing things that you're supposed to. Okay. Maybe you shouldn't have done that. Do you think it was a good idea that you did that? And did he have a valid reason for firing you? Like, those are all, you see the difference in listening? Listening means if I'm going to listen to you, I'm just going to listen to you. If I'm going to listen and give you my opinion, you're going to hear something that you might not like. But you got to be okay with that. Okay? So, you guys, and you're watching this, 2 very, very important things. Okay? Okay. So, those are tests. Okay? These are tests. Okay. Becoming indifferent, don't take it serious because love is playful and fun. Also, the more you get upset over the fact that she's testing you, she's going to continue to test you more and press you a little bit more. Okay? And each time you get more and more upset, you're like, right? You're digging away your own grave. It's getting worse and worse, right? And she's like, yeah, like I just exposed you. Like you're just this overly emotional person and you just don't know how to regulate yourself. And I understand that. And that's probably not the person I want to be. Oh, but we've been together for 30 years. Yeah, so what? 30 years, she stayed that long for your ass. That's exactly what happened. Okay? This is why you want to meet someone who's easygoing, easy to get along with, someone who shares common interests, because what makes a relationship work are things in common. Okay? Common interests and similar goals and similar values. About not interested. Cass, do I know you? I feel like based off the amount of emojis, I feel like I do know you, Cass. And you said Jimin. So it's giving a lot of New York vibes. Anyways, a woman would test a man to know if he possesses the trait she values the most. Is he really what he says he was or says he is? Not says, maybe you displayed a lot of confidence in the beginning when you pursued her. You went up to her, you got her number. I love to take you out to eat. You're very, there's something about you that's very attractive. I don't know what it is, but I would love to take you out to eat and find out. Love to take you out to eat. Okay. Are you allergic to anything? All right. If you're really confident, set a date right there and then. Are you allergic to anything? No, I'm not. Okay. You like Japanese? You like ramen? You like Mexican? I don't know. Pick it, whatever, right? Man goes for what he wants. So if you understand, lead the relationship, but let her pace it. The man pursues in the beginning, but ultimately she does the choosing. That's how it works. She wants to know if you are ready to invest your time, your patience, your energy in a relationship with her. It could also be a way to check if you would abandon her or not. Because if you think about it, in this world, women has a lot to lose. So does men, right? Especially if you're married and depending on where you live. You have a lot to lose, right? But biologically, men, even in their 30s, 40, like 30s is our prime. Like 33, that's our prime. And if you're 30 something, you eat well, you work out, you take care of yourself, you're not obese, okay? You're not out of shape. I'm not saying you have to have a six-pack. Great if you do, but you don't have to have it. We have time in our hands. Women at 30, like usually, like it's harder for them to have kids. Biologically, it's harder for them to have kids. So how do you expect this whole survival and replication past 30? You know what I mean? Unless something else comes up, new scientists. You can have kids at age 50, 70, 80, right? I just subscribed. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Is it Daphine? Now I'm just rambling. Let me get back into this, okay? She wants to know if you're ready, right? If you will abandon her, because feminine energy is about certainty. That's why as a guy in this relationship and you're grounded and she's uncertain, you ever notice women like, oh my God, it's the fucking end of the world. Holy shit. It's like, no, it's a tire. It's popped. We just got to put on a spare. Oh my God, I don't know how to put on a spare. It's okay. I learned how to put on a spare tire. I might not be great at it, but I could get us home. It's okay, babe. It's okay. I'll take care of it. Just I got it. It's okay. Here, give me a kiss. Cool. Boom. You take care of it. You handle it. She's like, oh my God, what can I do without you? I don't know. There's a lot of things you can, but I'm glad to have you. You make me happy, right? If she does, right? Don't say things you don't mean, but I'm glad you're here. You take care of me. You feed me. You make me happy. Every time I come back home, you ask me how my day was. I love that about you. Oh my God. Mitchell loves omelets. I don't love omelets. Mitchell loves omelets. Do you want some more omelets? Yeah, I'll love some omelets. Thank you so much, babe. Thank you. Love flourishes, right? Encouragement. Now, feminine energy, okay, is about certainty. Feminine energy is about opening up to receive love. It's creative energy. It's bonding. It's connecting. It's family. Dating labels, relationship labels, right? Feminine energy is allowing the other person to lead. Allowing the other person to lead, okay? So the next time she gets a little upset, not knowing where she wants to go eat, and you pick a spot, and she's like, I don't want that, I don't want this. Well, I'm gonna pick a spot. You're gonna eat it with me, okay? I'm gonna go here. And then let's just say, let's put a scenario in there. Maybe she's a emotionally manipulative person, okay? And she's having a bad day. She doesn't know what to eat. And you're this guy, very composed, very centered. And you're like, all right, babe, let's go over here. And you didn't know this about her in the beginning. Or maybe you did and you settled with her. That's on you. Anyways, you came back home. She's like, I don't know what to eat. You'd be like, okay, let's go over here. Let's go. Red Lobster, Olive Garden, Costco. I don't know, whatever. We're making shit up. Let's go over here to eat. Let's go to this place. I remember you talked about it. It's new. It just opened. I don't remember the name, but I know how to get there. You know, it's that what spot that has this new thing. You dip noodles into the sauce and you eat it. Well, I don't want that. Well, I remember you wanted it so much. Let's try it. Let's go. And then she's just emotionally like manipulative person. Okay, I'm just using her as an example. Or it could be him too. Okay, but anyways, in this case, the girl. So you're like, all right, let's go over here. And then you bring her there. She's like, I don't even like this place. Blah blah blah. I don't even want. It's like, babe, like, is everything okay? Like, what's on your mind? Like, what's bothering you? Well, you should already know what I like. Well, and then this is where how emotional escalation, okay? Because people that are emotionally manipulative, they like to escalate things and put the problem onto you and blame you. The key thing, and usually people like that, low self-esteem, low confidence, etc., right? And then not necessarily a bad person, just hard to deal with sometimes. And they're transferring all this negativity to you, and you're like, okay, I'm doing my best. The only thing that you can do is to put it back on them without blaming them, because they're blaming you. That's all they're doing. You don't know me. I remember you say you wanted to go to this dipping ramen place. You know, I thought that was a good option. Apparently it's not. It's okay. Where would you like to go? Well, if you don't know me, like, this is how they escalate it. If you don't know me, then do you even really love me? So of course I love you, but it's also very difficult to understand what you want if I'm trying to give you options and you're just kind of shutting it down and you're not communicating with me. And then I'm using this as an example. It could be other things too, right? And she's using these examples like, oh my God. It's like, well, what do you want? So you throw it back on them, right? You threw it back on her. Well, what would you like to eat? Or what would you like to do? Well, I don't know. So then you're going to be saying something like, well, if you don't even know what you want and I'm doing my best and you're yelling at me, and it's not very loving that you're doing that, because I'm trying to be really, really reasonable with you. And I'm trying to take you out to a place. Why don't we take a step back? What's up, Adriana? We could come back and talk about it when you're ready. Because I need your help. He's saying it to her. I need your help to figure this out, because that's how a relationship works. I need to understand what you like and what makes you happy, or what can make you feel a little bit more at ease. You see what I did there? They emotionally escalate. All you're doing is you're putting the responsibility back on them without blaming them. Put it back on them. I need your help. I can't do this alone. I could keep guessing and I could keep guessing wrong. You could keep getting irritated and upset. Or we could work together, because I'm not Xavier from X-Men. I can't read minds and I don't understand everything that you want sometimes. And, you know, that's what makes this relationship so lovely. Sometimes there's a little bit of mystery. Imagine playing a video game on God mode all the time. I don't want to play. I stand there and the game ends and I win. I don't want to play. I don't want to play. Oh my God, you're so silly. Anyways, going back to this. Okay. But emotional, right? But that's feminine energy. It's uncertainty depending on how the level, right? That's why easygoing, easy to get along with. You want someone that you could connect with easily. Someone that you could just talk to and they just having a good time. Okay. What's masculine energy? Masculine energy is about purpose. It's about drive, succeeding, having a mission, a purpose, accomplishing, breaking through barriers, overcoming challenges, accomplishing goals, right? It's being the leader in a relationship, and he makes things happen. And what if you're truly a masculine guy? Masculine energy is calm. You don't blow shit out of proportion. You don't get mad just because things don't go your way. You become indifferent. You be like, okay, you know what? It's okay. It's all right. And how do you get there? If you're always upset when someone cuts you off, cuts you in line, how? No one's gonna look at you and take you serious, and then you get more mad. No one fucking taking me serious. Of course not. Look at how you're acting. How do you expect us to take you serious if all you do is this guy that's just like this jack in the box? You never know when this person's gonna snap. You ever heard, if anyone ever has told you being around you is like walking on eggshells, that's a telltale sign that they're not comfortable being around you. Maybe you don't like hearing that, but there's a reason why most people say it. No one has ever said that to me, but I've heard other people say that about other people, and I was like, I could see where you're coming from when you say that. I could see where you're coming from, right? And also another thing is, don't badmouth other people. It's not good, right? Don't badmouth other people. It's not necessary. It's not necessary, especially in a work. Don't do it, okay? And short little thing, what I want to talk about is, let's just say you're dating someone from work, man and woman, okay? You're dating, or you slept with her or whatever, right? You keep your mouth shut. A gentleman does not kiss and tell. You don't say anything, because if you've never said anything, you didn't tell anyone, and word gets out, you already know who said something. Who else? It has to be her. You didn't say shit unless you sleep talk and you start calling people at night, which I doubt. Maybe, I don't know, right? I don't know you, but imagine that, right? And then words get around, right? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. None of your business. Don't worry about me. Just worry about yourself, right? You ever notice there's always other people that doesn't have a lot going on for themselves that wants to know more about other people? It's like, what if you focus on yourself just a little bit more, you wouldn't have to worry about me. You wouldn't. But you have to. So it tells me a lot about you. Okay. So masculine energy, opening up your woman and and then if you open her up, she's going to allow you to lead. And when she allows you to lead and you take the leadership role, and look, we're all human. We make mistakes. Eventually we will all get complacent. But our goal as a guy is to get to a place where you could catch yourself before it gets worse. Okay, I'm not saying that you have to be like centered all the time. Like there's no way, you can't deviate anywhere from that. Like, no, that's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is catch it before it gets worse, so then the relationship doesn't crumble. I've heard so many things. I've heard so many stories where, like, I don't know if you guys heard this, like the passport bros or whatever, right? I'm gonna go overseas. I'm gonna get a woman that's more traditional, blah blah blah. So what happens when you get a woman that's traditional and you start treating her like shit? So basically, in other words, and they respond the same way. They start leaving you. They might cheat on you. Bad on their end. Bad character, right? They should just leave you. And when they come back, what you want someone to settle for what you're lacking and what you're unwilling to improve on. Is that what you're saying? That sounds a lot to me like you want to live a simple life without working on yourself. Okay, quick question. Should I post about going to a fun event today if my date is tomorrow? I'm too used to over communicating and letting people know about my stuff because of my personality. Well, if you're a little bit more mysterious and they're not knowing what you're doing, right? And if they want to find out, they will ask you without letting them know. Then it's like, okay, like you're having a good time. You don't need to tell someone you're having a good time in order to have a good time. I mean, you can. Every now and then I would say, hey, I'm doing this, or hey, I'm doing that. But I don't always post about it. Sometimes it's random. It's really random. And you can. If your date is tomorrow, I would say maybe hold back a little bit. And then that way, you have more things to talk about if she asks you. Hey, what did you do yesterday? Or this is tomorrow. Hey, what'd you do yesterday? Oh, I had a lot of fun. Thank you for asking. I went to, where'd I go? I went to this event. It was really fun. Yeah. Oh, I wish I would have came. Well, next time, you know what? You should. You absolutely should come next time. Tell you what, they're coming back, or this event's coming back, blah, 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 or whatever, get creative, right, with it. And then you have a little bit more to talk about. That's what I would say. Okay. I personally hold back just a little bit. Have a little bit of mystery. Let's see. My last slide is don't be delusional. I'm just going to quickly go over this, which is women will come to you when they like you. Mother Nature has already handled the attraction part. If she's interested in you, she will come, because attraction is not a choice. But you can still do a lot of things, even if she is interested in you or like you. But you displayed so many unattractive behaviors, it's going to cause her to step away from you and back away from you. But here's also another thing. When her interest is high for you, you have much more room for error. What does that mean, Mitchell? Well, she likes you a lot. She likes you more than the other guy that she's talking to. And that's by, one, displaying a lot of masculine behaviors. If I'm assuming you're a guy and your natural essence is more masculine, okay? You could be a guy and be more feminine. It just takes two different type of energy to make a relationship passionate. But in this case, a man, be more masculine. You display a lot of attractive behaviors. You allow her to come and go as she pleases. What she says to you does not stifle you. You always kind of remain in your center. You set dates. You go for what you want. You go for the kiss. Regarding telling people, blank, ask me, ramen. Don't kiss and tell. Gentleman doesn't kiss and tell. You be, I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, so you're not. Gentlemen don't kiss and tell. So are you or are you not? Gentlemen don't kiss and tell. By the hurt, gentlemen don't kiss and tell. Are you just going to keep saying gentleman doesn't kiss and tell? So are you... Do I have to say it again? No. Attraction's not a choice. If she has high interest in you, you have way more room for error. It's also important to see the high level of enthusiasm because people who enjoy the attention and validation, but is not reciprocating at the same level of effort, watch out for those two. If they don't reciprocate the same level of effort, Watch for those, okay? Because there are people where you could call them, like if you're a dude, you'd be like, hey, I want to take you out, blah, blah, blah. She'd be like, well, it's better than sitting at home, staring at these four walls, bored. Okay, I guess I like him enough to get a free dinner. But she doesn't do anything when you go for the kiss. She gives you the cheek. Shit like that. Okay? Alright. So, this is what I want to kind of close it off with. If you're a guy and you're watching this, whether it's during the live or post, right? I like to kind of give a little summary. Work on yourself, okay? Work on yourself. Become physically attractive. What does it mean? It means that you're not lazy, you're not sleaze, right? Like, work on yourself. If you're overweight, start going to the gym. If you don't know what to do, go online, figure it out. If you really want some help, hire a personal trainer. Figure that out. Tell them your goals. This is where you want to be. Okay? Once you're physically in shape, that's great. But that's not the end all be all. Okay? I've seen a lot of massive dudes. Huge. They crumble in the face of a woman. They don't know what to do. They're like, oh my God, I'm so fucking nervous. Or they start displaying a lot of unattractive behaviors. Why didn't you call me back? All right, shut the F up. All right? It's very unattractive. Never let those words come out of your mouth ever again. Why do you call me back? Unless you're playing around, right? Even if you're playing around, there's some truth to it. She's not going to find it attractive, right? Yeah, so that's emotional, okay? Then you got to work on your mental, okay? You got to work on your mental, okay? Because your thoughts is what creates emotions. Emotions is what causes, it creates feelings. Feelings is what drives behavior. So if you understand that concept, if you're mentally strong, if other people's words and they say certain things to you, but you're still an open book, meaning like you're open to learning things. But when other people be like, you know what, you're not gonna make it, you're not gonna do this, you're not gonna do that. Well, let me figure it out. Let me do my own thing, okay? Because other people's projection on how they feel about you has nothing to do with you. If you want to do something, if you want to play badminton, you want to be whatever, nothing to do with you. Then you mentally, you're a competent, or you're a confident person in making your own life choices. And if you're uncertain, you have a safe group of people where you could kind of reach out to. You'd be like, hey, I'm thinking about a business that I want to start, and this is what I want to do. And every time I bring it up to these other people, they seem like they have like all the answers, but do they have businesses? No. Okay. Don't listen to them. Listen to the people that have businesses. So if you want a business, this is what you need to do, X, Y, and Z. Okay. How do I start? What should I do? What books can I read? How can I begin? What should be my first step? Like, those are questions that you should be asking. And then once you imagine being able to make your own choices without asking other people, is it all right? Or is this the right idea? Especially asking the wrong people, they'll always tell you it's not the right idea, right? I'm thinking about getting paid less, but going to, like, this is what happened. I was talking to a guy. He's a CEO of his own company. And he was like, one of the best things I've ever done was take a big pay cut to go to a company to make less money, to learn from this company, to where I am my own CEO. But when I did it, everyone else was telling me it was a bad choice. Who makes less money? He was like, that's an investment. It's an investment of myself, because I wanted to be somewhere. I didn't want to work for a company my entire life. I wanted my own company. And so I had to learn. And I was like, wow. And he was like, Mitchell, what I really enjoyed when I was talking to you was you asked one really valuable question. He was like, you asked, what books can I read? And I think that's something that's missing nowadays. A lot of people don't say that. And even if they do read, they don't apply it. They don't apply the actions. So it's the amount of actions. Is watching those Korean dating shows any benefit in learning how to speak or flirt? Oh, wait, hold on. Let me see. They will kiss anyway. I hate when men say that. What did they say? What did they say? Preach. I don't know. I've never watched those Korean dating shows. But also, like, I don't know. If they have high levels of interest, and I'm assuming that they already like each other or she finds him attractive, he has way more room of error. Like, he can say a lot of things. But confidence is being one of the most attractive things. Anyways, be physically in shape. Be mentally resilient, meaning you don't let other people sway you. Because imagine this. Imagine the love of your life, or this girl. She's looking from a third person perspective. You don't know she's there, but she's watching, okay? You're physically in shape. Things you do, okay? You put in your shoes and you watch. You're her right now watching this yourself become this valuable person. You're physically in shape. The decisions, and you're watching, like, wow, the decisions he makes. He might not always be certain, but he goes for what he wants. And he does it. And he does it without apology. So he's mentally resilient. So he makes choices on his own. And when he makes a mistake, he doesn't blame other people. He says, how can I do to make this better? And it's like, wow, that's pretty nice. Like, I want a guy like that, right? Third person. And then, okay, so what happens when he gets mad and when he gets upset? Well, he doesn't blame other people. He kind of figures it out on his own. And he doesn't make me feel bad about it. And if anything, he's actually asking me about how my day was, despite how his day went. So he's physically, mentally, and emotionally resilient. He's strong, right? Doesn't mean you need to lift a bus or a truck, but it means that he's grounded. This is a very grounded person. Not only that, being around him makes me laugh. I have a great time when I'm around this person, right? We have good chemistry, and he has good character. Do you know how hard that is to find nowadays? Just think about it. And then if you have all those traits, you're going to separate yourself from the rest of the people. Now, not everybody would see it. Not everybody will see your value. But it's not your job to be like, hey, these are my values. Here's my resume of values. Let them see it for themselves. Let it reveal slowly. And if they don't see that, then that person's probably not right for you. And it's okay. Maybe it's not that time. Or maybe it's never that time with that person. That's okay. But then as long as you keep displaying good characteristic, good morals, high integrity, you say what you mean what you say, you continue to work on yourself, you're going to be unstoppable. You're going to be unstoppable. And then you see all these things online, right? There's a certain community where you just have to be rich. You just have to be like this. It's like, all right, sure. Okay. Money solves everything. Okay. So you're telling me the CEO of Amazon had it down? Oh, well, he still had a divorce. She took a lot of money, right? What's his name? Jeff, right? So think about it like this. If you never work on yourself, how do you expect yourself to be better? If you don't work on this muscle, this brain of yours, how do you think you're going to be better? If you don't work emotionally, how do you think you're going to be better? If you don't work physically, I'm not the biggest dude at the gym, obviously, okay? But I'm not weak, okay? Tell me to push some weights. I'll push some weights. Probably like 50% of yours, but I still push them, right? With good form. Anyways, that's what I want to talk about, right? Build yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally, right? And like financially and all that, yes, those are important. And you always want to make sure that you have a place, you're safe, you have a roof over your head, you have food, right? Those will all come into play, but then you still have to work for it. Adriana, you said, oh wait, this is like a weekly church. Yo, someone called me a pastor once. Okay, I'm not a pastor. Exactly. I would continue to be me. Yeah, letting values show slowly, not a resume. Yeah, like you don't need to tell people, hey, this is who I am, this is what I do, blah blah blah. Like, hey, you know what? When things happen, then things happen. And if they see it, they see it. But I could guarantee you, this is why I could guarantee you. When you go out and you meet new people and you put your interest into them and you genuinely want to listen to them and you talk to them and you're giving them your time, which is the most valuable thing. And most people nowadays don't feel heard. And you listening, you're like, damn, like, what got you into the line of work that you did? Like, what? And then you keep asking them because you're curious, right? In order to be interesting, you have to be interested. So you're interested in them, well, guess what? And you're asking a lot of questions, right? So I know Jackie. He plays badminton, right? And it's because I spoke to him. I spoke to him enough. And where I like to ask him questions, right? Sometimes I'm trying to figure things out. I'm like, hey, like, what got you into this? Like, what made you do this? And something that I really admire about him is the fact that he's really willing to learn. And those are the best people to be around with, because they're not questioning you. They're asking you certain questions so that they could want to be better about themselves. And there's nothing wrong with questioning people, because maybe you're uncertain. Like, why should I invest my time into you when there's so many other people? Right? So it's okay to ask questions. But then there are certain people that's like, even when I was when I'm a trainer, they're like asking me certain things, like, it seems like you're a little uncomfortable being around here because of like the amount of questions. Maybe I'm not the right person for you. Maybe I'm not. And if you want to find another person, I'll be more than happy to, direct you to somebody else. How does that sound? They're like, no. All right, cool. All right. Then let's just continue to work together. And at any moment, if you ever feel like you don't get any results or whatever, or any discomfort or certain things that you don't like, let me know, because I want you to make sure that you are in the right place. Plus, you're spending hard-earned money to be more in shape. I learned a lot from the past, yeah. But here's also another great thing. Whenever they come to me, whenever they're training with me, I like to pick their brain, right? Because I also know, here's also what I know. I also know that 80% of what you do is who you are. Okay, 80% of what you do is who you are. 20% is your technical skills. So I can't be a personal trainer if I don't have any type of certifications or whatever, right? If I don't know how to train, if I don't understand like the basics of how to lose weight, or basics of how to gain muscle or stuff like that, right? But it's about, look, everyone's still human at the end of the day. And they're coming to me, and they're unless I work at Petco and I'm just, I'm talking to animals, then I'll be crazy. Anyways, you're dealing with humans, and when you're dealing with humans, you want to make sure that they're okay. Is there anything that I can do today to make your day just a little bit better? Well, I want to work on arms. Okay, let's work on some arms. Then you pull it from your arsenal of stuff. Let's do this. Your arms will get bigger, stronger. This is how you do it. Cool. And then as they're doing their arms, you'd be like, so how's everything else outside of work? Like, and then you genuinely interested. Like, I'm curious. What do you do outside of work? What do you do for fun? Oh, you like to travel. You like to hike. What is it about hiking that makes you so happy? I don't know. I love being in nature. Damn, one of these days you have to take me out too. I don't know what you're feeling, and I want to know how you feel. Just a little bit. Can we make that happen? Yeah, absolutely. We're going to hike this Saturday. Fuck yeah. I'm coming. That's it. I'm coming. I'm self-inviting, all right? Stuff like that, right? And then that way you build a connection, a bond, a rapport. And if they trust you, more than likely, and you're good at what you do, why would they ever want to leave? And if you're like that in a relationship, and you can make them feel heard, make them feel understood, that their needs is just as important, and that sometimes when I have something that bothers me, if I always listen to you, and one day, and I'd be like, hey guys, today is not about you. I know usually it is, but I came on today because I want to talk to you about something that has been bothering me, and I want your opinion. I want you guys to listen to me. And I'm saying that, and you always willing to give? What makes you think that other people aren't willing to listen to you? Right? You're allowed to have bad days. So try to give more, right? Relationship and love, it's about giving. It's about allowing the other person, right? You're not holding them back. So keep building yourself up. Thank you all for always being here. I know I don't do this as often. I'm trying to. I'm gonna try at least 2 to 3 times a month. I said 2 to 3 times a week almost. 2 to 3 times a month. That's what I'm gonna try to push to, okay? Large cameras. What's up? How's it going? If there's anything else that you guys like for me to answer, please let me know. Some of you guys also have my DM, right? You could DM me, take a sip. Happy to see you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yo, I'm not gonna lie. When I first took a sip, I should not have drank it right before the stream. Like, it just got me messed up. Now I want to go on Twitch. I just want to have some fun. I want to play some video games. What's up, Bree? Welcome back. I want to play some video games. My camera's not gonna look great because I don't know what the hell I'm doing, and it's gonna shut off. And I'm telling you the truth, until I figure things out, until things get a little bit better. You want to go on Twitch? Go on Twitch. I'm gonna play some video games. I'm gonna talk so much smack though. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna make weird noises, faces, my mouth opens, whatever, right? Just my channel is the same channel, Mr. Mitchell Tang, but with 2 G's. Mr. Mitchell Tang, Tangg. Okay. Yeah. So I want to have some fun. My homie came over and he was like, I'll help you out. And I was like, dude, thank you so much, man. Like, it means a lot. Yeah, Mr. Mitchell Tang, 2 G's, and I hope everything runs well. And I don't know how to play music, okay? I'm still learning. Is this your first live stream? No, not on here. But it's also been a minute. And plus, this live stream is totally different from my regular lives. My regular lives are very chill. Like, I'm eating cookies. Like, yeah. I'll still eat cookies. But let's play some video games, all right? If you guys have some time, head over there. Twitch.tv/Mr. Mitchell Tang. Same MrMitchellTangGG. I'll see y'all there. Thank you for listening to lead the relationship, but let her pace it. Okay, it's her choice. Men lead, woman does the choosing. That's it. Like they say, we learn every day. Absolutely. And if we don't, we feel like we're not living, right? We feel like, I bet you felt like you lived today. And it's because you came in here, and I'm very thankful that you guys are here. So I'm gonna go on Twitch right now. Let's have some fun. Peace.